Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Wednesday, new comic book day. It is time to review the books coming out next Wednesday, hitting the local comic book shop store shelves. This will give you plenty of time to see if your local comic book shop will be getting this particular book that you're interested in, or maybe pick it up online, eBay, Midtown, wherever you prefer to buy your comics. I'm just here to kind of relay the information and give you my opinion on some of the books coming out, what I think looks good, and the decision is yours. So let's dive into it here. Of course, we're using Midtown as usual. And again, these are books coming out next Wednesday, the 19th. Starting off with Dark Horse. We got a Kanto ash can available at Midtown for $5. I'm not a big fan of ash cans. First of all, they're smaller. They're typically half the size of a regular comic book. A lot of times there's no dialogue. It's just penciled art, ink, maybe inked art with no color. I don't see a lot of value to them. It's kind of a more of a preview type thing. I don't know. I mean, people collect them. I know that some of them have. I know some of the ash cans can be worth money, but I'd say 90% of the time they're not worth your time or money. So that's a hard pass for me. I'd rather just wait for the regular issue to come out. Looks like there's some signed copies of Masters of the Universe. Looks like the D cover signed by Bermejo for $6.99. That's pretty cool. Or are they signed by Bermejo? Let's see who they're signed by. Oh, signed by the writer and interior artist. Yeah, that would be a good deal if it was signed by Bermejo. I would pick that up for sure. Only the Savage Are Left, number 3. Brian Michael Bendis is doing Powers 25. What else we got? Star Wars High Republic, just the one issue, and the rest are all trade paperbacks. So not a whole lot from Dark Horse next week. DC Comics, Absolute Flash 18. Absolute Green Arrow, which I've been enjoying this series. I just read the 3rd issue. I think it's first cameo appearance of Solomon Grundy at the very last portion of the book. So this will be first full appearance of Absolute Solomon Grundy. That Simmons cover, I definitely like that one. I also like the Terso Cons. I think that's a 1 in 25. That's discounted down to $10. Superman World's Finest. You got a couple copies there. I do like the Sienkiewicz cover. That one looks pretty nice. Batwoman number 6. Man, Danny does a nice job. I like that A cover by Danny. There is a Walter Simonson Dark Knight Returns homage there. Catwoman number 90. The Ji Hung Lee covers. At first, I thought that was an Adam Hughes cover. It looks like an Adam Hughes cover, but that is a Ji Hung Lee cover. Definitely borrowing a little bit from Adam Hughes. That definitely looks like an Adam Hughes drawn face for sure. I do like the Joelle Jones cover. That one's really, really nice. I like that it's not an incentive either. Dark Knight Steel 2. I guess it's Volume 2, number 2. I like the Travis Moore cover. That one's pretty good. Deathstroke the Terminator number 6. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the A cover by Carmine. I like that one a lot. There's a nice Panosian cover as well. Limited Collector's Edition number 25. This is a facsimile. Classic Neil Adams cover. I think that would be nice to have in a foil. Remember, this is magazine sized, so that's not appealing to some people. Lobo number 6. I like the Subic cover. That one's pretty cool. I like the Rossimo cover as well. A New Titans number 38. That B cover by Ruan is fantastic. That's so good. Definitely one of the better covers from DC next week is New Titans number 38. And there's also a foil version of that. I think that would be really nice in foil. Nightwing 141. Fornes did the regular cover. I pre-ordered this Bradstreet cover. I love that Bradstreet cover. That's sweet. I think I also pre-ordered this Dustin Nugent cover. That one's really good too. And then you got a Dan Mora cover that's really nice. And man, 3 out of the 4 covers are really, really good on Nightwing. Nightwing always has some really good cover art. And it's not a bad read either. I'm not into a lot of the DC books besides the Absolute, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Green Arrow, but Nightwing I think is one of the standouts for sure. Wonder Woman 36, and that's it. The rest are trades and hardcovers. Moving on to Dynamite Entertainment. I didn't see much from Dynamite. I kind of dig that Virgin cover there by Baldari. I like her art style. It's just very, very recognizable. The colors are always really dynamic and stand out. And yeah, it's a nice cover. I like that cover. It's very nice. Disney's Tailspin number 1. Got a new number 1 there. All kinds of covers to choose from. Let me just speed through this. There wasn't a whole lot to mention. IDW Publishing. We got some more ash cans. Godzilla. There's a Godzilla ash can. I don't know. Pick up those if you like them. Killer Influences number 2. I do like that B cover by Berzo. Who doesn't like a good Black Cat cover? I like that. Sleepy Hollow, The Witches of Western Wood, issue 4. I did pre-order that incentive cover there by Kowalski. It's pretty nice. Star Trek Ashcan, that's available. Star Trek The Last Starship. Several covers there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder number 11. Yeah, the Ashwood cover is really nice. Yeah, especially the Virgin. I think that's a 1 in 20 or 1 in 25. It's still available at Midtown. Turtles number 21. Several covers to choose from. Yeah, they're all decent. That's it for IDW. Moving on to Image. Bug Wars, The Coming of the Wardoon. B cover by Nicoletta Baldari. That's the one I like. Christian Ward did an incentive cover there, 1 in 25. There is a polybagged cover there, little adult there on the E cover. Darkness number 7. I do like that C cover by Giuseppe Cafaro and Gibran. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I would give up on that. G.I. Joe 25. Several covers. I would like to see what the John Boy Myers cover looks like, but I guess we'll have to wait until next week. Gunslinger Spawn 57. Just the 2 covers, 1 black and white. If Destruction Be Our Lot, issue 4. This has been a good read so far. I read the first couple of issues. I liked it. I did pre-order this Martin Simmons Department of Truth homage. Still available for $9. I think that's the one to pick up, in my opinion. There is also a 1 per store thank you variant. And Midtown had this listed for $90. It sold out immediately. So I think it's going to be the A cover, but maybe in a foil. I think that's what that cover will look like. It's going to be the A in a foil cover version. Invincible Battle Beast number 12. Yeah, all the covers are pretty good. I kind of like the Burnham cover, the C cover. It's regularly priced. Kaya number 36. This B cover looks interesting to me. It's a big old lizard there holding a spear. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of cool art, though. I dig the art on that one. So, Kaya number 36B cover. I like that. Last Driver number 1. This is Sean Gordon Murphy. He doesn't use Sean Gordon Murphy anymore. I don't know why. He dropped the Gordon. Maybe he thought that was too long. I did pre-order the 1 in 100, the raw art cover. It's kind of interesting. This book is like a landscape cover. It actually, the binding is at the top. So it kind of reads horizontally instead of a typical vertical read. So that one might be worth taking a look at. Murphy does a good job. His books are usually pretty entertaining. The art in it is good anyways. M1 Monster Racing issue 3. That'll be out next week. I do like the Matt Wagner cover. That one's nice. Let's see. Anything else I've mentioned? I think that's it. The rest are trade paperbacks. Marvel. Alien King Killer. I did pre-order that Puppeteer Lee cover. That one's pretty nice. I like that it's also not an incentive. Avengers Armageddon issue 3. These Token Fighting Souls covers should be pretty good. I think that is of Peter Quill. I think that's who that is. Bishop number 3. Yeah, man, that Mateus Mahaney cover is sweet. Look at that thing. I like that B cover. That one's nice. Daredevil number 4 went to a second printing. That will be out next week. Number 5 will be out. A cover by Garbett. You've got an Alex Ross Marvel Dimensions cover. Derek Chu did a nice cover, and there is a Delato cover. You can't ignore a Delato cover. I think I pre-ordered just the regular D cover there. Mass Affair did a nice cover. DeCall did the 1 in 25. I think I pre-ordered that one as well. And the Delato 1 in 100. Art only is nice. Man, it's definitely a red cover, right? Punisher versus the Amazing Spider-Man number 2. I do think this is worth picking up. I think there's a first appearance of a new character in this issue. By the way, Jim's Comics is going to be doing a live stream with me this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've already posted about it on my Instagram. I am going to send out notifications tomorrow advertising this show on YouTube. So if you make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and that you hit the bell for notifications so that you don't miss the notification for that show. But again, put that on your calendar. Put a little alert or a little alarm on your phone to remind you. Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and Jim's Comics will be talking about comics, and we're going to be going over some spec, and it'll be a pretty valuable show. I definitely don't think you should miss it. So again, take note, Friday, 9 p.m. I like the Rod Rice cover on that Punisher and Spider-Man issue 2. The Philip Tan cover is nice too. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these covers, but my 2 favorite are the C and D cover. Queen in Black number 3 will be out next week. A lot of covers to pick from. We've got the Stegman Venom 3 homage. Remember that book? That was a big book for back in the day. I think it's still a good book to have in your collection if you don't have it already. You've got an In-Hook Lee 1 in 100 art only cover. That one's pretty nice. Queen in Black Defenders of Light and Dark issue 2 will be out. Peach did a nice cover. She did a nice cover on the first issue as well. Silver Surfer number 6 facsimile. Classic burn cover. Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day issue 4. Melina did a nice cover. You got a Bagley cover. Spider-Man, Hulk, Fire and Brimstone, issue number 1. Scotty Young did a nice cover. I like the Stegman cover the best, though. I think that's the one I would get. The E cover by Stegman. Rose Besh did a cover. That one's not too bad. I think that's the first Hulk I've ever seen her draw. Mark Cicchetto did a cover. And there is a art-only Rose Besh variant for $90, 1 of 100. Star Wars Galaxy Edge Echoes of the Empire issue 5. I do like that C cover by Linnell Francis Yu. It's a nice Luke Skywalker cover. All right, big issue next week for Marvel. Thor number 800 will be out. I don't think you can go wrong with an Alex Ross A cover. I think that's a given. I'm not into these swimsuit covers, but you know, some people are, not me. Walter Simonson did a nice cover. Stegman, of course, always does a good job. The one I really like, though, is the Russell Dodderman cover. He's done a bunch of these where he does a bunch of different variations of the same character. He did that for Captain Marvel. He's done it for Magic. He's done several of these covers. I think this is going for like $50 on eBay too. So $22.50. It's under ratio at Midtown is actually a pretty good price. I like that book. The cover's good. All right. There's also a Stegman Virgin. I think it's a 1 in 50 on the Stegman cover. X-Men 34. Jay Gonzo variant. That one looks pretty good. That's a 1 in 25. What if the Runaways hadn't run away? Oh, God. But we're running out of things to write about, I guess, huh? That's it for Marvel. Independence. There might be 1 or 2 books to mention. Let me take a look here. Dead Acre, Black Badge, issue 2. Yeah, I dig that Wayshack cover. That one's pretty creepy. That's a 1 in 20. There's also a art-only 1 in 30 cover by Wayshack. Both are still available at Midtown. Excommunicated number 1 has gone to a 3rd printing. There's 2 3rd printing incentives. You got a Diego Palma cover, which is pretty nice. That's a fire cover. The one I really like, though, is the 1 in 20 by Joshua Hickson. That is sold out. I think it's just a different. This is what the regular A cover looks like. It's just colored differently. I think originally it was red. I think the second printing might have been purple. I don't know. They changed. It seems like they're just changing the colors on the reprints, but that could be a tough book to find. I looked on eBay. I didn't see any copies for sale. I looked online as well, and I think Midtown was the only place that I saw this for sale. So, again, how many shops are ordering a 3rd printing of a Vault comic? Probably not too many. And then they got to order 20 copies to qualify for the incentive. Yeah, this is going to be a tough book to find. Wouldn't surprise me if this is on eBay next week for $50 or $60. That wouldn't shock me at all. There's a 2nd printing of Excommunicated number 2 as well. And the incentive by Hickson, I think, is also probably going to be tough to find. It's still available at Midtown, but yeah, it's just basically a different colored version of the original. All right, what else we got here? Kill Switch number 4. That A cover is pretty good. definitely like that A cover. Let's see, there might be one more book to mention. Yeah, that Return of the Living Dead cover. That's disgusting. It looks like Midtown had one copy. It's gone. But yeah, that is creepy looking cover. Holy crap. That black and white. That's pretty amazing. I definitely would like to grab one if it comes up for sale again on Midtown, but that could be a tough one to find. All right, Solomon Kane. I do like that C cover by Marco Rudy. That one looks kind of cool. I'm a big Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas fan, so yeah, that's a must pull for me. All Hail the Pumpkin King #2. Vampirates #2. Yeah, the D cover. First of all, I love a red and black cover, and with a skull on it too, with a pirate ship. I mean, come on, that is definitely one of the best covers coming out next week. I don't even know if the story's any good or not. I think I did read the first issue. I don't really remember all that much about it, so I don't think I was too impressed by the writing on the first issue, but that cover is impressive. Holy crap, that's a good cover. Again, David Aja, hats off to you, my friend. Red, black with a skull in the background and a pirate ship. Yeah, that's got all the elements for me. I think I pre-ordered both those, the reveal and the regular incentive. And Zorro's the last book. That's it. All right, guys, those are the books coming out next Wednesday. A couple good ones. TC's got a couple nice books. Marvel has a few. Again, Spider-Man Punisher #2. Make sure you grab at least the A cover. We're going to be talking about that on Friday, on the Friday show with Jim's Comics. Again, I'm going to plug it again. Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be having Jim Comics coming on as a guest, and we've got an outline of things we want to talk about, certain books, certain spec, and we're also going to be reviewing the Hot 10 list from Cover Price, so you'll be getting both of our takes on those issues, so it's definitely a show you don't want to miss. All right, guys, have a great Wednesday. Go get your books, and I'll see you soon.